What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. Welcome back to vlog number 5. Today we are going to be going through how I make these videos. So yeah, I'm going to be taking you through little tips and a little bit of my editing setup and workflow and stuff like that, what I film on, what audio I use, what editing software I use, so yeah. Okay, so probably the most important thing, number 1 on the list, is the camera that I use. So I have been using the Sony A7III. So number 2 on the list is my lens. I am currently using the 16-35 f2.8 Sony G Master lens, which is extremely sharp. It works with obviously the autofocus, so for vlogging it kind of pulls focus really quickly, which is great. It is f2.8, so it's super shallow, so all this kind of B-roll and all the stuff that you've seen is all shot with this lens. It is a little bit pricey. Sony do a f4 version, which I think is less than half the price, and I think you can probably get one from Tamron or something like that, so there are other options available. So moving on to pretty much the last component, but definitely not least, is a microphone and what I'm doing for audio. So I'm actually using a shotgun mic on top of the camera. I'm using the Sennheiser MKE 400, I think it is. I've used this probably for the last four years, I reckon. I have tried other shotgun mic brands and other shotgun mics that are available, but this one has always come out on top for me. And then also it's actually probably around half the size of normal shotgun mics that are available. So I just don't like carrying around the big camera and then on top of that a massive kind of big shotgun mic on top. So this has been amazing. The only thing I would say is that obviously it actually has to run off a AAA battery. So I always have AAA batteries in my camera bag, and you just have to be mindful of like when the red light comes on, it's kind of low. So yeah, that sometimes can catch you out. However, it's kind of always in the back of my mind. So I always know that I always check the battery light on the mic beforehand. Alright, so that is the setup that I'm currently using for vlogging and to make these videos here on my channel. Yeah, I've kind of tried to keep my vlogs quite simple, so only be using one setup. I do actually own another camera as well and another couple of lenses, but I'm going to take you through that in a proper kind of comprehensive what's in my camera bag video. This is just kind of specific to these vlogs that I'm making and kind of just to show you a bit of the equipment and the workflow that I'm currently kind of going through. So one of the main reasons I'm using the A7III is that I can shoot 100 frames at 1080, so I can get that really nice slow-mo footage for the videos. Also, I can shoot the color profile really flat if I wanted to. For these vlogs, I'm actually just shooting in the neutral color profile and then putting a little bit of a grade on them. But it means when I'm working on kind of bigger projects, then I have the ability to manipulate the footage in kind of a raw kind of log format. But anyway, back to these ones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little screen recording and show you guys a little bit of my flow on these vlogs and how I've kind of been, you know, keeping track of all the footage and the editing throughout the days. So this is my project file. This is my kind of stay-at-home vlogs project file. And you can see it's kind of pretty well organized here. So I've got my footage in here. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. You can see day 5 is actually empty. And then I've got all my music in here. Intro graphics, color grade, which we'll come on to later, and everything else. So it's pretty well organized. I've even got kind of a section here for stories, like a 9:16 story ratio, and also a feed post as well. So again, we'll come back to that later. But what I'm going to do is I've already imported the footage to my machine. So I'm going to bring up my Finder here, and you'll see that I've got a folder called Stay at Home Vlogs 2020. Now you'll notice that the way that this is actually organized is very similar to the way that it is in the project file. So I've got, you know, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. So I'm going to go ahead and click on day 5. So this is all the footage that we need to bring into Premiere. Now this is just the way that I've found doing it the quickest. A lot of people will go file, import, and then do it this way, but I've found that if I just drag and drop it straight into my section here, then it's dragging it from the actual destination anyway. So I'm not going to change that root destination. It's going to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead, Command A on all of the footage, and then all I'm going to do is drag that across to day 5. I can go ahead and close that. We get a little color wheel whilst it thinks about it. So we can close that now, and then we've got all of our footage in here. So you can see if I double click that, there we go, there's the first clip, and you'll be able to see that. This is me, the bit of video you've already seen. What I do now is I'll go day 5, make sure I'm selected there, and go File, New, Sequence. And then I'll just double check those settings. So yep, 1080, 25 frames. I'm going to call this day 5 like that and click OK. So now we have a sequence here. We're just going to drag that into place so it's nice and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what I've got is I've got my sequence here. So now the reason that I work this way is because I want to be able to use, so this is yesterday's video, I want to be able to use my outro here like this. So there I can literally just grab that, copy it here, and then into my new one here I can paste it in there. So it's no problem. So it means I can work between the days really easily, and if I want to kind of include footage from previous videos, etc., then I have that right there ready for me, and I've got all of my kind of files and videos there kind of already cut up and accessible. So once I've finished the edit, it will look something like this, like yesterday's videos that you would have seen. So this is the final product here. So vlogs are kind of I kind of edit these slightly differently to bigger projects that I work on. A little bit more sloppy, a little bit more kind of cut up and not as neat as I normally would be. But you can see here that what I've got is just the footage here in one channel, and then I've got my adjustment layer here, so I can kind of look there, turn it off, turn it on, so you can see the kind of difference that makes. But yeah, I try to keep it quite simple with these vlogs, not go too heavy on the grade, so then I can kind of just lay it straight over, and then if it gets really different in terms of color, like for instance here, you can see it's gone quite bright here to dark, so you kind of had to do a little bit of change on the exposure. So I can do all of that within the adjustment layer, so you're not actually editing the footage itself. So that is kind of what a final product would look like, which you would have seen. So that's kind of like a final project. So if I want to access that, I can, even though I'm on day 5, I'm not having to go back and open up another file, and it's all kind of in the one project file, just different sequences, which I find for me is the most efficient and quickest way of kind of editing vlogs when you're doing them, just say like, you know, multiple videos a week that are all kind of to do with the same subject. And then what I've got, you'll see here, I've got 9:16 and I've got 4:5. Now they are the ratios of 9:16 is Instagram stories. So if I want to export out a couple of clips to kind of say, hey, the new vlog is live, which you guys would have seen on my Instagram, then I can do that. But yeah, so then I've got the exact kind of ratio. So then I just airdrop that from my Mac to my iPhone, and I upload directly to Instagram stories. So that's the right ratio there. And then I've got 4:5 here. So if I did want to do a feed post, so Instagram's aspect ratio is 4:5. So I've got that kind of plugged in here. So you'll see that this is something I was working on for ALEXIA, and another little video here I was working on for ALEXIA, so you can see it's the right ratio. So what I do with the 4:5 is I actually, I've made a couple here, but what you can do is I just go from the start and go in, and then go to the end here and go out. And then what I can do is, for some reason, it always gives you an extra frame when you do in and out. So click that, just make sure that's there. That's actually not at the start. And then I just click Command M, and then you export, check where you put it. Let's go desktop, we'll just call it 4:5. And then let's go VBR1 pass fine, 22, so 76. Yep, that's about right. And then you can see here, source range and then sequence in and out. So if I wanted to do entire sequence, but it's got in and out there, so I can actually have multiple projects in that 4:5 sequence, and then kind of export them from there. There you go, guys. That's a really quick insight into my kind of editing workflow. I do want to do a more comprehensive one of these. This is just to show you how I kind of make these videos, the camera equipment that I use to make these videos, and kind of a little bit of the editing process. If you would want to see more of a comprehensive one of me going through kind of the full editing process and kind of doing maybe like a tutorial, like a proper tutorial, let me know in the comments below. And also, like I said, there is going to be a what's in my camera bag video coming as well, where I'll talk through my full kind of kit bag and stuff that I've been using for photography, bigger projects that I use, and other little kind of tools and tips that I have. So there you go, a few little tips from me, just a few things that I've kind of learned over the years in the way that I like to work. I've probably missed a bunch of things, but let me know in the comments if you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and what have we got going on tomorrow? So the next video, there's quite a few cool things coming up, right? I'm gonna be doing an FTP test. For those of you that are into cycling and follow the cycling content, I'm going to be doing an FTP test. For those of you who don't know what that is your functional threshold power. So yeah, that's coming, which I'm really excited to share with you. It's basically going to be me suffering on camera for 20 minutes. I've also been putting together a video of kind of YouTubers that I've been watching whilst in lockdown. Some really cool guys, some really great kind of inspirational, creative content that I want to share with you guys. So that's going to be coming. I think I'm going to do that as the next video. I started putting it all together today as well, so that's coming as well. But yeah, if you guys do have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you want to kind of see out of these videos, and hopefully this was a little bit interesting or you got something out of it. I'm actually going to crack on with this edit now, even though you've already seen it and it's already live. I need to put in some hours into this now. So guys, if you have liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one in a few days. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support on these vlogs. It's been amazing. Let's smash this lockdown content, guys. All right, bye-bye.